just by averages, but this turned out great. It's true.
Well, on that note, so we will take some questions from the take some questions from the audience for anyone on our panel today.
Say the line. Say the line.
For your soul, a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah!
Marvel Girl, please.
Any other questions from anybody out there? Over here.
Yeah, if I'm not wrong, this came out right after Scream. And I think the ads for it said, from the people who brought you Scream. Now, as a director, when you see that, which I'm sure you're like, oh, that's great, we can connect it, it was, do you go, crap, people are going to come thinking it's this, and they're going to walk out hating my movie because this is not Scream.
Yeah, it's hard to control that. That's, the studio sees some marketing hook. Wes was the connection. I had worked on Scream. So it was just something they put together. I mean, everybody at that time knew who Wes was, and they knew the other films he's involved with. So it wasn't, Scream was kind of Wes's comeback at that time, but he had also done other films that had similar elements, fantastic elements, like Wishmaster. So it just made sense. They just plugged it that way. Studios are whores.
Okay. So, Tammy, what was the most difficult scene for you? Because your character is under constant state of distress through pretty much the entire running time of the movie. So I was curious as to which one stood out for you the most.
Which one?
Well, you named 3 of them today. And you will never forgive me for it. So.
Well, it was that all this was happening in her mind. So I just felt like I was just the most miserable woman. I hated her by the time it was over. It was, oh, shut up. I was always crying, or I was screaming, or I was running, right? Oh, my parents died. Jeannie's after me. So, I guess, and I couldn't see it, especially when we did that, where I go into your mind. Remember that? And then Bob said, okay, Tammy, it's gonna be a fucking dog, right? There's this dog, right? Now the dog, it doesn't look like a dog, and it goes all around. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. It's a dog, but it's not a dog, but it goes up on the ceiling. I had no idea what to do. So I was just, a lot of what I did was just taking it.
I was constantly screaming at you. Like I would be right off camera just yelling to try to, and I'm like, there's these things in your head, and you have to react, and you don't know what they are yet. And I'm going,
We don't know what they are.
Right. Yeah. So I guess it was that. Just you're just kind of shooting in the dark. It's the same with green screen. You don't really know what's going to be there, so you're guessing. Well, I hope this looks okay.
Look at the storyboard.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you're going to see. But.
I guess those, yeah.
Any other questions out here? With the back over here?
Awesome. For Mr. Jin, awesome. Can you elaborate on the recasting of the role and the subsequent sequels? I'm assuming that it's probably money driven, but yeah, the one.
No, well, money driven in the sense that they didn't show up with any money for special effects.
Oh yeah.
My first impression, and I shared it with them, was a company called Blue Rider Pictures, and I shared it with them, and I felt that I didn't want to be part of ripping off something that had been so beautifully set up. Even in number 2, it had its its moments, special effects. Beyond that, I showed up for number 3, having written number 3 with a friend of mine, and we thought, it was a pretty good script. And as it turned out, when you're in a room with executives and the first thing they ask you, and this was new to me, you guys have probably all heard the question. I had not heard it, so I was a bit confused by it. So I sit down, there's a room of maybe 9, 10 people, and one guy speaks up and says, so, this is the script you want to go with? Well, I just spent a month and a half writing it, pretty much locked up in an apartment, because I didn't live in LA, I was coming into LA to do it. So Yeah, when I saw the sort of the outlines for 3 and 4, I decided to exit stage right.
So it was like artistic integrity, not necessarily the money.
It was, you know, more than that. It was really, it was special. It was for the specials. I mean, I really, Robert had established a monster here. I mean, a genie. Come on. I mean, you're gonna talk to me about granting a wish, or I mean, show me. You know.
Nice.
In this case, I'm from Missouri. Baby. Show me.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for the question. So anyway, damn those guys. I got their addresses. I know where they live.
I also think that, I mean, it started changing after the first one. The first one was smarter and not knowing how the wish was going to turn. And then it became, all the sequels, it became obvious. It's like they gave him exactly what the wish was, you know? And then you became physical. Well, not you, but that character became a physical character. He can't do anything without, it's only in service of a wish. He's not a guy who can get in a sword fight. Suddenly it turned into Highlander, you know? And they're Jenna's sword fighting guys and stuff. It was stupid.
Yeah. Just one last thing. I mean, it was. I didn't find out until almost a year afterward, but I heard that they had built the costume for 3 and 4 off my bust, and you know, I had let all that go and gotten over it. But when I heard that, I got to tell you, man, I was pissed off.
Right.
Pissed off. That alone. Now that's encroaching on really what, I mean, you talk about copyright or whatever. I pretty much think I own this, you know? So it was upsetting.
Don't blame me.
Yeah. So you and me, we're gonna go find these people, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I'll drive.
Sweet. Let's get a posse together.
Go.
Because did they do like 3 and 4 pretty much back to back? You know, just like, I think they shot it for like $11.
Yeah.
Well, in today's dollars it would be like $15, so it would be a little bit better. It was not pleasant. And actually, you know, now that I think about it, I gotta ask, so when you say there were a lot of hookers on the Skinner set,
Oh man, we can go downtown and hook you up if it's on your mind or whatever, I'm sure.
I just, for some reason, it was interesting. Any other questions out in the audience?
Sorry I brought that.
No.
Kids, don't repeat this at home.
We're all going to YouTube tonight and Skinner. What the hell was this? What?
I'm going.
Actually, it's funny. I did actually ask Tracy Lords about that movie once because I was at a show. What about Skinner? And she did this almost the same reaction. Went, "Oh God!" And it was just a lot of those stories came out, and I was just like,
Yeah, it was an event. That movie was just an event. And actually, I was glad she was there. She was like sort of the, you know, kind of sane rock. She was the only other actor there. I mean, Ricky obviously, but Ricky at that point, Ricky Lake wasn't that interested in acting anymore.
Right.
But Tracy was, so she and I were sort of it. And there was she and I and like a bunch of hookers. It was really a strange experience, I gotta tell you.
that sounds like the beginning of a joke. So I'm on this film set. There's a bunch of hookers and Tracy Lords and me, right?
That's awesome.
Any other questions from the audience? Wishmaster? Oh, here you go.
Tammy, were you ever considered for Wishmaster 2, at least? Was there ever any discussion about Wishmaster 2?
You know, yes. But I honestly, if Bob wasn't coming back, I adore Andy and I have so much respect for him. But it was really, this was nothing. This was the gin, you know, and there were a lot of actresses and there were a lot of stories to tell. And I just felt that trying to recreate what we did in the first one, it not only wasn't necessary, I didn't think it would have been that good. And I liked you and the actress that you did too with. I thought you guys had, it was another dynamic. It was another relationship. It was another energy. And I liked it. I thought it was, I don't know, it kind of fleshed out the gin more.
All right, thank you.
Has there been any talk, Robert, or have you thought about possibly, you know, bringing the Wishmaster back at some point?
No, it's not really my call.
No.
I can come up with an idea and go pitch it, but with a studio now, they don't want the old regime to have anything to do with it in some sense. They want to completely go off in another direction, with stuff, and you see that now with everything. I mean, it's like Don Coscarelli trying to get Phantasm off the ground. They don't want him to direct it. They want some hot new video guy to come in and do it, whatever. So, but I think it could be kind of resurrected, and I know Amy's had ideas. I've had ideas over the years.
I've had none.
Yeah.
I have no ideas.
But to be honest, we don't really control the material anymore. I mean, there's the writers and the original producers, and the rights may be tied up. Lionsgate, I think, owns it, but who knows? Maybe they'll see when the Blu-ray comes out.
Yeah, something.
They'll go, whoa, wait, maybe there's something here.
Wait a minute, what? When the what comes out?
Oh, I didn't say anything about that, did I?
No, you said nothing. You heard nothing. I have an idea for Wishmaster versus Skinner. This would totally work. This would totally work.
I actually came up with a pitch with
Dennis Skinner versus Wishmaster.
I actually came up with a pitch with a friend of mine, Dave Benullo is a writer, and we put together like a mock poster and everything, and had the Wishmaster versus Candyman concept, because it was kind of, and we tied it around a museum. It was kind of cool. So, but and we wanted to bring Tony back.
That would have been absolutely wonderful. And like I say, again, Ted, Tony, Robert, Kane, having them support Robert's vision, and really, I mean, these guys came to play, man. I just every time I watch the movie, I'm so thankful. And at the time, I must say, I was probably just another selfish dip-s actor, who just figured, well, this is the way it goes, but and didn't take time to smell the roses, as it were. So I'm smelling flowers this weekend. I'm loving it. It's great to see the Alones back, and I got nothing but big thanks. And as far as Tony and Candyman work, oh man, what a dream, huh? I mean, hey, and you know what? Let them win, man. I just want to be in the damn movie with Candyman.
So do we have any final questions for the panel before we wrap things up?
Gotta be one more.
There's gotta be at least one more. Over here. Over here in the front.
Yep. The question, the character, the Jin from Wishmaster, I felt was like kind of the only suave horror movie villain that we had. I mean, let alone talk, right? Robert Englund talked, he was super crass. Were there any qualities about that character that you liked in particular?
I mentioned it, we were talking today, I mentioned about that debonair part. I actually was very self-conscious about playing that, as I didn't feel it was part of my persona. So it was odd to see it come through on camera. I must tell you, I was really worried about it. But that's I like the dichotomy between the Jin in costume and Nathaniel. My whole thing was that when he was Nathaniel, and if you recall him having taken that face off and having morphed into that being, I kind of wanted to play it as if when he was human, this skin is itchy and it didn't feel right. So it was kind of, it was a little kind of a counterintuitive gem that sort of, I was thinking, and wow, kind of a neat idea. But as far as the debonair part, it was nice to make that distinction between the monster and the human, But yeah, thanks for the question. Appreciate it.
Well, I want to. Actually, one more. We're here.
What's your favorite death scene in the movie?
Your favorite death scene?
My deaths, died a few times. Goodness, I must say recently, and it was a bit of a comedic thing. I wasn't in on the joke until later. They told me. Badasses 2. I must say it was kind of a funny death. If you can have a funny death. And you know what? I'm going to stay up late tonight and watch every damn movie I was in and figure out, because you stumped me, brother. I hate you for that. Can I see your wallet for a second?
Yeah, like what were the favorite kills Wishmaster had? Yeah.
I would. Goodness. I would have to say. I kind of like the scene where all of the deaths sort of pay off. The Chris Lemon. We've got. I'm forgetting the kid's name. Good kid, red hair, curly red hair. Jack Klugman's nephew, as it turns out. Big pardon? Klugman. Yeah. But just that having him in Gem World and playing in his mind. This is sort of his video library, and so this is actual live deaths. Have I confused you sufficiently? No. I'm again. I will be up late tonight.
Actually, I got since that question's been thrown open, and I gotta ask Ted, what's your favorite way you've died on camera? Because you've died a shitload of times in movies. So what's your favorite one? The favorite way you've gone out?
Well, first, there's no good way to die. Dying just sucks. But I guess best. Well, I don't know. I think I've been run over. I had my head run over by trucks. I've been burned, stabbed.
No, wait.
Yeah.
Actually, that was you got chopped up.
I got chopped up.
Sam got stuck on it.
Yep. I've been shot. I've been shot a lot. But I've been pecked to death by chickens. But
that wasn't in Skinner, was it? What? That wasn't in Skinner, was it?
No, but that wasn't in Skinner. But so I've died a lot of different ways. But I have to say that one of the most creative ways was in this movie. A crate lands on me and I get squashed to death. I don't even know if that's ever. I'm sure that's happened somewhere in the world. I've never read about it, but it's one of those things you go, I wonder if that could ever happen. And it's great to see in a movie. I mean, people do get run over, sadly, a lot, but they don't often get crates strapped.
I remember being disappointed by it because I saw it when I first watched the movie. I was so into horror and just getting into it really at that time. And it's just, oh look, there's Ted Raimi. Oh, he's dead.
Died pretty quick.
Well, that was okay. Shit.
Died pretty quick. Some movies I don't die in. Those are.
You didn't die in Clear and Present Danger, but that's not a horror movie, so I mean you didn't.
No, I don't die in a lot of movies I'm in, but a lot of movies I do. Yeah.
Do you die in the Evil Dead series coming up?
In the Evil Dead.
Oh yeah, do you?
I cannot tell you whether or not I die in Ash Evil Dead season 2. No, I can't tell you that.
I bet you get blood on you at some point.
Yeah, I do get plenty of blood on me, I think. But that's like saying, do I have dialogue in, Gossip Girl? Or yes.
Par for the course of that.
Do you get as much blood as Bruce gets?
No one gets as blood. No, but I get a lot. I mean, there's. I had machines. I mean, we had the classic. They have. Some things never change, and of course, we still have the old pumps. The classic pumps run by, machines that just run blood pumps. So when they need to blast you, they take the hose, they turn the pump on, it sounds like this. Just before they roll. Rolling, and you see the prop guy going, he's geared up, he's so excited. Because the little prissy actor that gets to go back to his little trailer, fancy little lunches, fancy coffee lattes and stuff, he's gonna give it to you. All your big money you're making, he's gonna really give it to you. And his base pay, he's gonna go right in your face right now. And action. One! Can't even act, I mean, a lot of actors.
You're coughing it out.
Yeah, you're coughing. And these guys, they're not laughing because they're not allowed to be. Inside, they love it. As anybody would.
And I'm assuming Sam's rule, I know this isn't Wishmaster related, but I have to ask. Sam's rule is punish Bruce.
Yes, Sam's rule is punish Bruce.
He's not directing an episode, but doesn't he tell everybody just like, make sure you cover him and smack him in the head with shit. Covered him with as much blood as possible.
Yeah, and the thing is, I thought that was just Sam doing it to Bruce, my brother Sam doing it to Bruce Campbell, but in fact, now I see every director does it to him. I thought it was just Sam, but well, I guess I did it, but Bruce seems to bring that out in some directors, you know, they just, they go, I want to get that guy. And honestly, he's nothing but nice and pleasant and funny on set, but he does bring a certain, you know, venom out in some and directors that just want to get him. I don't know why, but they do.
So cool. Well, I want to thank you all for coming to this panel today. I'm sorry I was late, but it's been an eventful last hour for me. So I've gone from wasps and houses to hookers on set and all sorts of crazy crap. So I have no idea what happened in the past hour right now. So I really appreciate you guys, and thank you so much. And celebrating the 20th anniversary of Wishmaster Day. So.